Kind of Funny Live 2 is happening May 28th and 29th. It's a 2-day event. The first day is going to be a completely ridiculous stage show. What we have planned this year completely blows last year out of the water. And I don't even know how that's possible because we were really stupid last year, and this year's somehow even stupider. Day 2, it's going to be full day of meet and greets. We're hanging out with all of us. A bunch of Rooster Teeth people are there. Funhouse people are there. Achievement Hunter. It's going to be a grand old time. There's going to be some games to play. There's going to be signings. It's exciting. It's a really fun time. There's going to be exclusive merch. Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be exclusive merch. Go to kindoffunny.com/tickets to get your tickets today. There's a couple VIP tickets still available, so make sure if you want one of those, you act fast. Final topic of the day, as always, brought to you by the Kind of Funny forums. Go to kindoffunny.com/topic. Nope, /Gamescast topic to submit your topic for this show. You have something to say, Greg?
No.
You look like you have something to say.
No. I'm just like new people are joining, so I just want to make sure.
Okay, cool.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Because it looked like you were about to say this topic's also brought to you by Steven Insler.
Oh!
Our boy. Supporting us over on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames.
Thanks, Steven.
Thank you. You are a Patreon producer for this show.
/seducer.
You producing /seducing, which is a really nice tie-in because every single question today is sex-based. This is episode 69.
I like how you've given up on the horn because it was so sad.
It's hard to switch back from the horn.
Well, it's just sad today during the giveaway stream too. The horn just wasn't doing what you needed to.
I was fucking up the horn. You know what, Greg?
The horn's a little sad, isn't it?
Womp womp.
I can do the sad one. Don't worry, Colin.
Hold on. Just give him 20 minutes to set it up.
How much did that app cost?
Now do the Uncle Nick one. That sounds just like Kevin.
It weirdly sounds like Kevin. It's called Uncle Nick.
Yeah, that's weird. That's fucking bizarre. I don't like that.
All right, let's get back to the questions. Again, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 69. It's been a long time coming, but here it is. Amy66 says, what do you think gets our beloved game characters hot and in the mood? For example, in later games, Mario 2 and Mario 3D World, we know Princess Peach can hold her own against Bowser. So maybe the whole game is actually Mario's own sexual fantasy, and he just finds the whole damsel in distress thing a turn on. I've thought about that before.
Jesus Christ, Tim.
And I think it's good. I think, it's motivations and it's goals and whatever gets you going, really.
She made a Mario 2 reference?
Yeah.
Wart is the bad guy in Mario 2, not Bowser. Let's get things straight.
Well, no, but she was saying that, like,
let's get things straight. Let's get things straight.
Her own.
Let's get things straight.
Well, it was also a dream. Mario's fucked up.
Let's get things straight.
Because he just wanted her to be in distress.
I just say that because I love Wart way more than Bowser, and he's criminally underused. Well, he should have. I can't believe he's not male or not Smash Bros.
It is upsetting.
It's totally ridiculous.
I don't know if it's totally ridiculous.
It's totally but ridiculous.
Of all the injustices in gaming, this is the biggest.
We have like 17 Fire Emblem characters. I think we could get Wart in there.
We do. What do you want to do? Just walk back and forth? Just freaking, that's it?
It would be cool if he had his own stage with the horns, like the horns and like the vegetables and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think it's pretty easy to do.
It is.
It was a little crown on and his doofy looking face.
That Mario 2 never got like a proper spiritual successor. It kind of did in Super Princess Peach on the DS.
Oh yeah, I never played that game.
But that was a super toned down version. You're playing with her emotions. That was really weird.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, don't people feel like that game was really sexist?
It was extremely sexist.
What happened?
So it was the kind of the gameplay style of Super Mario 2. You're picking up the tournament, turn-ups and all that stuff. And it's like heart-based. But the gimmick of it was that to get past certain levels and shit, you need to have different emotions. So she'd get angry or she would get sad or she would be excited or happy or whatever. And it's like, it was like, she's a woman, so she has emotions. And it's like, all right, that's
what's the problem?
Don't do that.
I'm only kidding. No, I think I don't know. It's an interesting question. I think Drake obviously gets off on murdering people and getting away with it.
That's 100% correct.
He totally gets off on that.
I think it is.
He ain't fucking anybody. That's always the thing. He could him and Elena, him and Chloe. They could be on these ventures having the sex after they kill a bunch of people. They don't. The one reference we were talking about earlier, right? Chloe and him getting it on. That was in the beginning of Uncharted 2. That was her trying to sell him on this proposition that Flynn was giving them.
I'm assuming he's banging it out, Greg. If I was Drake, I'd make that happen.
I know you would, but that's why you're not Drake.
But if Drake could do it better than I ever could, I know that for damn sure.
Well, that's for sure, yeah. Of course.
Dr. Light and Dr. Wily get off on watching their robots kill each other.
Sure.
For sure.
That's good. You know what? I'm actually going to skip ahead because that is a great segue there where I'm going to scroll down to find this thing. Hold on.
I'm gonna stare at the camera while you do it.
Keep staring. Give him the sexy stare. Oh, here we go. Spara57 says, what are some of the featured bosses of the upcoming game, Mega Man 69? And what powers does Mega Man get from them? Colin, I feel like this is right up your...
Mega Man 69.
Boner Man.
Boner Man and Boner Jam Man, I think, are two different. They're brothers. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like Dildo was my first
Dildo
go.
Man.
Dildo Man.
Why are you're Kevin, you're shaking your head at me. That's...
Lube Man.
Lube Man.
Slide.
Fuck, that is
Oh,
good.
shit. Okay, cool.
That is good.
Sliding from Lube Man. Boner Man and Boner Jam Man.
Ejaculation Man?
Goatsy Man.
Goatsy Man.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what his final attack is?
Yeah. What is it?
He opens it up.
He just opens it up.
Sucks him in, opens it up, sucks him in.
Butthole Man?
Yeah.
Gotta have a butthole man.
You gotta have a butthole man. You're making solid points, Colin.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. I like Lube Man though. That was well thought out.
Pound Man. He's the hard punch.
You never go hard punch.
Kink Man could be good.
Kink?
Yeah, and then you have like all
Leather
the
whip?
all the whips and chains and
Okay.
stuff. And
Yeah.
BDSM
The
man,
gimp
I guess.
mask.
Yeah.
Would you be into this, Colin? Would you play Mega Man
I'll play
69?
any Mega Man game at this point.
Get in a Fune on the phone. Get a Kickstarter going.
Hey, Spider-Man.
Hey,
says,
Spider-Man.
if there was a video game where you play as the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino
Oh,
himself, what kind of game would it be?
Catherine. Like,
Sure, that would make sense. But yeah,
bad dreams about all the things he's doing wrong.
but rather than moving the blocks, you'd be climbing because he's part of the climbing community.
okay.
You'd be climbing stuff, but it's one of those where it wouldn't even be. You had to get up there without hurting your back. So like, there's all these weird things to do, and like if you go, you start to see like his arm's gonna get all bad, his shoulder's gonna give out or whatever. So you have to do some yoga before you go up there, or talk about doing some yoga before you go up there. There's that. Like instead of hanging out at the bar in Catherine, they're hanging out at Starbucks, of course.
Man, Catherine's, that's great. You really nailed it because it has all the fucked up Nickisms and it has the climbing. That was good.
Yeah.
That was damn
There's
good.
also the constant. Here's what it is. You have to climb the wall as fast as possible in the dream, of course, but you have to do it without hurting yourself, right? Or you'll fall down and do it. But you also it's timed and it's up until you have to go to the bathroom. Like there's a meter counting down to you having to use the restroom because that's Nick's life.
Yeah, it's the race against the rest.
How many times is he gonna go to the bathroom during Civil War tonight?
Oh man, Daniel Freitas doesn't even have a question. He was one of those people I was speaking of earlier. He says, all I want from episode 69 is just the three of them sitting there naked, making nothing but 69 jokes. Make it happen.
I still say it would have been great if you and Tim and Greg just 69'd each other out on this table.
I'm just saying, I don't think this
All
table could take
options
it.
are on the table. It's true.
It's awkward that your dad's calling you right now.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, just talking about 69 other dudes on the table. Should I
love
take my
life.
shirt
I
off?
love that this is what I get to do. Just sit with you guys and talk about bullshit video game sex just because it's episode 69.
Exodus 69.
Oh man. Javier Bonet 1027 says, greetings, gentlemen. Are there any moments in video games that have gotten you in the mood? Have you ever been turned on by certain characters in games? My example is Chloe from the Uncharted franchise. You guys are awesome and I love you very much. I love you. I don't know that I necessarily have ever been like, oh man, I'm watching this and now I'm in the mood. That's happened with movies for sure. TV shows for sure. I don't think a game's ever gotten me in the mood.
Okay.
Have I been attracted to game characters? Yeah, that's kind of what they're made for, right? Like, I mean, when at times, like when they're being sexualized in that way, it is to evoke a reaction, and that reaction's from in my pants.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
I don't think a game's ever gotten me hard. Well, I want that.
No, definitely not.
I think it set me on the path to being hard. I go back to that the Mass Effect thing. What? That's a bridge too far for the 69ing episode we're talking about. Goatsy Man, all this other shit. But back to that Mass Effect reference with the assistant or whatever in the shower. Like that was hot. Do you remember the scene? Because it was like she went. I forgot what the conversation was, but then it was like she went into the shower and then like Shepard just sits in a chair. Like watches from a while and like while she's getting naked in the shower and then Shepard just goes in the shower. So I was like, damn, that's a hot fucking scene. Yeah. And of course I was in love with Madison Page in Heavy Rain. Of course I'm in love currently with Elena Fisher.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
But they don't just give me rock hard rage and boners every time I see them. You know?
I mean, I never, so like I said, never got a boner from a game, but when I was a little kid, I mean, I was tantalized by the idea of sexuality. So I remember Candy Kong from Donkey Kong Country. She was created exactly for this reason. When you look at her, it's like there's these big old bazookas hanging out and shit. You're like Donkey Kong sitting there like with his bananas and stuff. And it's like, you mean your dick? That's what it is. It's a metaphor for your dick. The 90s were a different time.
They were a different time. They were extreme.
Remember, we're talking 7-year-old little Timmy here, not knowing what the fuck's going on. And I'm seeing this monkey and I'm just like, what are those pixelated things on her chest? Then I learned, Greg, they were boobs.
Right.
A year later, Titanic comes out in theaters.
Oh my God,
The
Titanic.
first time I saw boobs, I realized I've been missing out. I love these things.
What a gold mine Titanic was. You're like PG-13 and then just tits.
Yeah.
Giant fucking titties on this. Because you're in a movie theater and it's just a nipple. You're like, oh my God. This
take
Kate
it.
Winslet woman's going far. All your dumb friends coming back to see it.
Speaking of all this,
Good fictional story, Titanic.
Johnny Epp says, does the games industry need to tone down its R-rated content with women in a sexual nature? I think so entirely. I think that they need to be way more decisive about what they're doing, and there needs to be a bit more quality in all of this stuff. Having said that, I don't think there's anything wrong with sexuality, and I think that people need to be okay with understanding that objectification isn't a bad thing on its own. It's that combined with intent that creates bad situations. And I do feel like when you see these images of the orc males and they have all this armor and an orc female and it's
Right.
green girl in a bikini or a blue girl in a bikini and that's the
Yeah.
only difference. It's like, yeah, I definitely think that, we need to kind of make some steps towards
That's
that.
the thing. When he says, do you want to see it toned down? My answer would be no. I don't want to see people, I don't want to have lynch mobs going out there, right? And the PC police saying, don't do this, don't do that. I'd rather see the scale balance and there be more honest portrayals of females and strong female characters and all this different stuff. Your Lara Crofts, right from Rise of the Tomb Raider, or Elena Fisher or Nadine right now in Uncharted 4, right? I'd rather see that start coming up and not worry so much about tearing something else down, but what we always talk about, let the market decide, right? That no, we want these characters. These are the characters we're going to celebrate. If you want to make these juvenile, caricatures of women, whatever, more power to you, but we won't buy those games. We won't support those games. We're not going to do it, and that'll balance it out that way. Rather than it be that we have to lead this charge to tone it down, I'd rather lead a charge to rally around the games that do it right.
Yeah, I mean, I think, going off that, Tomb Raider is a perfect example of being a franchise that just completely exemplified this in the 90s of just that game was sexuality. Like, you didn't need to, if you didn't play that game, you still had an idea of what Tomb Raider was, and that was nude codes.
Sure, but it was more than that. Don't get me wrong, it was.
But I'm talking about to the mainstream user, like to my
Well,
mom.
see, okay.
My mom thought Tomb Raider was the game with the nude code and didn't even have it.
Now, see,
But-
here the thing. Tomb Raider's a really interesting one, and I'm with you because that again, like I got Tomb Raider 2, so Tomb Raider 1, I'm on my PC, I barely ran it or whatever, but I do remember nude codes and all this stuff. And oh my god, look at her chest, But keep in mind, and this is coming hot off the heels of when I went and hosted that PAX panel, right, about 20 years of Lara Croft, like. She was I forget what year it was or whatever, but on the Times list of most influential people who didn't exist, like in the top 10 and da-da-da. It wasn't that, I think now it's so easy to look back and be like, oh my God, look at how they portrayed her chest or this, that, or the other, the nude codes. But it was empowerment. She was a strong female character that was scantily clad or whatever and had unrealistic proportions, but a strong female character who female gamers or just females did connect with and did see something in and did get inspired by. I think it's really easy to throw the baby out of the bathwater and be like, well, she was her short shorts or skimpy top or huge tits that you are like, she was clearly, it didn't matter, when I think really, for all that said, she did more good than bad. I think she inspired more than she tore things down.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that needed to happen in order to get where we're at now. You look at the modern Tomb Raiders, and it's a totally the right way to handle the whole thing. I do think that they're like, women empowerment and sexuality are not like on the same scale where it's like, if it's sexual, they're not empowered, because that's total bullshit. Like, women can have sex with whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? On the other side of that, though, I think that the Tomb Raider thing, it wasn't so much about the gameplay. It wasn't so much about even the character. It was about every single magazine, even if it wasn't nude codes, it was cosplay of like the paid cosplay, the like Sony presented cosplay of these just ridiculous women with guns in their mouths. You know what I mean? Like licking the pistols and shit. And like, it was overly sexualized in that was all that it was way. Like, I think that Lara Croft in the 90s did represent that. And I think look at the movies, like that was like,
what about them? They're bad.
They are
Angelina
bad.
Jolie's in them.
Yeah.
You're saying that it was an excuse to sexualize her?
I think that they were, especially compared to nowadays with how things are. I think that
Well, you can't compare nowadays.
but I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm just saying that like the Tomb Raider now compared to then, it's like, I think that now's the right way to handle it.
Well, sure,
Then
but I mean
totally wasn't.
that's everything aging up and the benefit of hindsight and growing up or whatever. There's this great skit I was watching on the internet last night. Sadly, I can't remember what YouTube channel I was on, but it was no, I wish. It was a really funny idea. We should have done it. It was The Sandlot in 2016.
Oh my God.
And it was the part where the jocks roll up and the Sandlot kids come out and they also go back and forth insulting. And the one kid goes, "You play baseball like a girl." And everyone's like, whoa, like why they got to make it about gender? And they went back and forth like
Fuck, that's
putting him
hella funny.
down. Yeah, it was really, really good.
I love that. J Dolar says sexiest 8 or 16-bit character of all time. I feel like the easy answer is Samus.
I was gonna say,
but
right?
I wasn't into it. She looked weird. She looked really weird.
Because of the suit, or when she was out of the suit for the Flash?
When she was out of the suit,
Okay.
it was like, I'm not into that. That's not my cup
I'm
of
not
tea.
into that.
No, that weird little pink bathing suit, not my color. It wasn't flattering on her.
You like pink?
I do, but not on that portrayal of Samus.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Samus later, like in
Zero suit.
in Zero Mission.
Yeah.
like then they nailed it. They got somewhere good. I think fighting games kind of do it right. That generation of fighting games, like when you're talking about the like Mai from Final Fight, or not Final Fight, from Fatal Fury. You know what I'm talking about? She was good. Nailed it there. Then Street Fighter, Chun-Li, Cammy,
Sure.
whatever. And those overly sexualized, absolutely. But I mean, if you're talking about overly sexualized 16-bit characters,
Sure.
I think fighting is where you're at. Felicia from Darkstalkers, Sonya Blade, Mortal Kombat. It's really the fighting games. Because the fighting games had diverse casts.
Splinter in Ninja Turtles.
Pretty hot.
Magnet Man was sexy as hell.
See, that's the thing. I don't know. Just being a young kid, I guess I never, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't connecting on that level with my games.
I was.
I mean, it would have been like, who's the girl in Double Dragon? Like, she was a girl. Okay.
Yeah. So the Cruising USA Bikini Girls.
Oh, Cruising USA Bikini Girls. I do remember. Sure.
Shout out to the Cruising USA Bikini Girls.
Sure.
If someone could find them on Twitter, that'd be great. Oh my God.
I put him like that, actually.
Hold on.
You set this up. This is a catch-22. Just taking photos of my dog. You can go follow Tim at
I love it.
Tim
I'm
Gettys.
going to send it to Kevin so he can put it up.
Oh.
Because this is a 69 worthy picture.
Jesus.
It's a fucking special occasion. We're having some fun. We're usually such bitch monkeys.
But this
That's all
is
we are.
usually a very tight-laced show.
Totally. Absolutely. We never talk about sex jokes. Let's see. We're coming to the end here.
We're going to end the 69.
We're going to
With
end
a
the
bang.
69 episode with the bang. I actually think this is a really interesting question that I want to know your answers to. PP is Poet says, has the lure of a romantic encounter in a game ever completely sidetracked your playthrough?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Mass Effect.
Yeah. Mass Effect every time becomes who am I going to bang? You said this. I don't know if I like it. Da, 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 da. Who am I going to choose? And then that becomes Mass Effect 2. I love so goddamn much, but it became so tough of like, fuck, am I going to fuck Garrus, Jacob, or Miranda, right? And then like Jack popped up at one point. You're like, oh fuck, Jack's kind of cool too. What do I do? What am I going to do with all this? And then you slowly,
Miranda, man.
you had to make a choice. I weeded out. I ended up with Garrus.
Miranda's hot.
Miranda's hot. And I like how they make, and that's another great example of like a character that's supremely sexualized, right? And then they work it into the story of like, no, I'm built from the ground up in my genetics to look like this.
Yeah.
That way I can, be an even better whatever.
Yeah, for me, it was
And it's an
Final Fantasy
excuse then to
10.
put the fucking camera angle down by her ass the entire time, but whatever.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 10, sorry.
Final Fantasy 10, I mean, it was very limited in its options for this, but there was conversations that could guide you towards Lulu, Yuna, or Riku.
Right.
And I was all about that. Riku.
Persona's another good one
Didn't
too.
happen.
Where it's like, all right, cool, we gotta stop the fucking things happen in the TV world, but fuck, who of these girls do I like? What am I gonna do? She is such a tomboy, but I love her.
Yeah.
Yukiko, quiet, runs the inn. I like that as well. Where am I gonna go with this one?
Oh, is Teddy?
Teddy is Teddy's also trying to bang
unromanceable?
people. No, he's unromanceable.
Oh, he's on his own
Yeah.
track, just
Then
like wrecking shop.
Then you have Rise show up. Literally a fucking teen pop star there who's in love with you.
Oh, cool.
What are you gonna do?
Her.
What are you gonna do?
The answer is her. This episode brought to you by Loot Crate. Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service for epic geek and gamer items and pop culture gear. For less than $20 a month, you get 4 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/kfgames and enter code kfgames to save $3 on any new subscription. Loot Crate's more than just a subscription service. It's an entire community of fans that share their experience and interact with each other around the unboxing of each month's crate, and they guarantee at least $40 in value. The onslaught of big summer blockbusters makes May the perfect time to celebrate some of pop culture's unstoppable, unrelenting, and unbeatable characters and objects. We've got something you can carry, something for your kitchen, and a cool figure to go with our monthly tee and pin. Featuring 2 Marvel items, plus Warcraft, plus Dragon Ball Z, no one crate should have all this power. That's a Kanye West reference, and I appreciate it.
I didn't get it when I read it on my show.
Remember, you only have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate when the cutoff happens. That's it, Jack.
Yeah.
It's over. So go to Kind of Funny. Nope. Go to lootcrate.com/kfgames and enter code kfgames to save $3 on your new subscription today. There's so many URLs, man.
I know.
There's so many of them.
Remember the first time you heard about Google?
No.
I do.
I thought about that.
I
though.
distinctly remember in computer class in high school, Mr. Craver was like, all right, you want to go to this, go to google.com. We're like, what the hell is that?
Fox of
It's
Google.
a search engine. What the hell is that?
Thank you so much for joining us for this very, very special event. I'm upset because we're out of podcast. Except for P.S. I Love You. Will Tim Gettys make an appearance on episode 69? He might have to. I'm inviting myself on the show. We'll figure it out. I need to talk louder. Is the gate cutting me off?
No, I don't like you whispering. It's getting dangerously close, Tim.
Till next time. I love you. Come to Kind of Funny Live.
Kindoffunny.com
We'll
slash
talk
tickets.
sex stuff.
Whoa.
Also, watch Love and Sex stuff every Monday, 9 a.m. YouTube.com/kindoffunny.